Good morning, everyone. And I don't know how I follow that because that was amazing, so inspiring. And so, yeah, I'm Sophie Gregory. I'm from the UK. I'm a dairy farmer in the Bottom, about 3 hours south of London. And I farm there with my husband, Tom, and we've been farming for about 10 years there. And we're not from a farming background. I actually trained as an accountant and then came back to the farm, about 9 years ago. So it's Food and Farming Day today, so I just wanted to take, it's very visual farming, and I wanted to take you sort of on a journey into our farm by showing you a video that we had made on the farm. A chap approached me about making this film, and I was a bit reluctant originally, but when he showed me the final thing, it's sort of a bit of my soul, really. So he just followed behind me with, it's just a real day on the farm. So I'm going to show you that, and then we'll have a bit of a chat afterwards.
Right, we're coming. Don't push.
The thing I love about being a farmer most is my relationship with the cows, because the fact that I've reared most of them now from quite a young age, they get to learn and trust you, and that relationship is like no other. I never really planned to work on the farm. From the first day, really, I just really wanted to be involved, and then once I'd done one milking, I was hooked. So that's really how I got into farming, and now I can't really think of anything else I'd rather do. There's definitely nothing I'd get up at 4:30 for. There is a huge amount of respect and a huge amount of trust both ways amongst the animals. They are, especially in our system where we are producing a cow for longevity. It's not, we're not producing a cow to live for 2 years. We're producing it to live for as long as possible. And it's about choosing the right cow for the right system. And it's about having full respect for that animal.
1070. Could you leave, please, now?
We always say to the guys who work for us as well, the guys and girls that work for us, is if you look after the cow, it'll look after you. And it's one of our biggest mantras on the farm.
Right, okay, let's go and see if there's any cows in the field. I'll just quickly net this so I can be awake. Come on, honey. Good morning. 71. Hello. Come on. Good morning. Good morning.
Organic, it's just more trying to mimic nature, so that's why the mob grazing comes in, and hedgerows and providing habitats for things. We focus on feeding the cow from the soil up. So what we say is a healthy soil, healthy plant, healthy cow, healthy milk, healthy people.
The farm dog. Come on, ladies. Come on, 501. Come on, honeys. Such a good time to be able to watch them and see anything. Like, you pick things up so much when you cross cows. Like anything, anyone's got a sore foot or anyone's looking a bit. The pet cow's coming now. Pet cow, we know we're near the end. Pet cow. She's hiding now. She either won't leave you alone, or she just will completely ignore you. Pet cow. She's completely ignoring. Pet cow. She's completely ignored us. Come on, girls. Just going to take some feed to the young ones out here. This is just a dairy cake that we feed to the main herd. Doesn't have any soya, just a personal choice. Don't want to feed soya. So it's got corn, maize, a lot of lucerne. It's like 60% lucerne, which is something that's can be grown quite easily in the UK. We're trying to feed something that we could easily grow if we had enough acres. So looking at taking on more land so that we could grow our own and make our own. Because to have a circular farm, which is all in house, is really the aim.
We call them a herd of individuals. Even though we've got 360 cows and people think that's quite a lot, I know every cow on farm. I know sort of groups of cows, of exactly how old they are, sort of what they've had calf-wise, like some medical history of them. They're very much treated as individuals. They're, obviously I handle them twice a day, and then you cross them across the road. So the amount of time that I spend watching them and spend with them is huge. So individually they're really important, but they are also treated as a herd. As farmers, we really need to show more our relationship with the animals. I don't think we should hide behind the fact that they one day they will be turned into meat and they will go in the food chain. I think the fact that we've given them so much respect up to that point and beyond that point by making sure they're used and every part of them's used is really important. And I think the consumer would benefit from seeing that side to it. And I think that there's a massive opportunity to change our society by getting people to eat a bit healthier, even if that is just one meal at a time. I think that is such a cycle. You eat well, you feel well, more likely maybe to do some exercise, you're not going to be so ill. My happy place is where the farm is. So I was sort of done with having long holidays. I mean, not that we have them anyway, but any more than sort of 3 days away, and I'm sort of really miss where they are. I think that they are sort of part of the family, really. So yeah, home is definitely where the herd is.
Thank you. So yeah, some of you might wonder why I'm here showing you this, but farmers actually care for nearly 40% of the land on this earth. And so I think we're not perfect as a sector, and we know that, and we've got a long way to go to improve things. But with collaboration, we have got a huge ability to make a difference in the climate. So it's a really important day today to have food and farming water on the schedule. And I just really wanted to come and share a bit of our countryside with you. Because dairy supports nutrition for billions nationally, globally. And I learnt yesterday that actually 2/3 of people in India rely on income from livestock for their main income stream. So that really blew my mind. It's a huge part of the world's economy. And I hope you've heard a lot about soil at this COP, because I definitely have. And I'm married to a soil enthusiast, Tom, who prefers talking about worms than football. So I hope that you guys have heard lots about soil and its ability, because if we get the soil right, we can reduce soil erosion. We can hold on to more water in droughts, which is so important. We can enhance biodiversity, sequester more carbon, and we have the ability to make a massive difference in this climate crisis, because we are in a climate crisis now. You all know that. I want to take questions from anyone, and I'm very happy for difficult questions, hard questions. But I want to also leave you with a quote, because food is national security, food is economy, it's employment, energy, history, and it's everything. So we have to remember that when we're thinking about this. But I'm very happy to take questions or comments or anything. Go. Oh, I haven't got it. Yeah. Is it really necessary? Yeah. You've got a very clear voice, so.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Sophie. Thank you so much for showing us that video. I really enjoyed that. And one of the things I really enjoyed was seeing your relationship with the animals, and it's obvious that it's something that you deeply value and cherish. One thing that I'm curious about, and this is probably more of a meditative type of question, is how you kind of reconcile and manage such love and respect for these animals, and then also knowing that their milk and their meat end up going into a system where it is commodified. I'm not saying any of that's
No,
wrong.
no,
I'm
not
just
at
curious. Yeah, just curious how you go through that. I'm curious about your thought process.
Yeah, and it is something I do battle a bit in my head with, because we do sell to Arla, which is a large European cooperative. But my view on that is, by being within it, and I sit on their board too, by being within it, I can have more influence, so a bigger impact on. We're now measuring carbon on farm per litre of milk leaving the farm. That sort of thing I couldn't do if I did it individually. It would be very difficult for me to have the metrics and things. We sell some direct, but it's about 2 million litres of milk coming out of the farm a year. And obviously short dated, quite difficult unless you turn it into a cheese or something like that. So I do find that hard. And the same relationship with cows leaving the farm for meat. And people often ask me that. But as long as I'm confident and happy I've given them the best life on the farm, we wouldn't have these animals on earth in this way if we weren't eating them. We wouldn't be keeping these as pets. They are my pets, but we wouldn't be having. They're important in the ecosystem too, but I reconcile it by knowing that the whole of it's used as well, making sure the whole body's used, and also having a positive impact on the environment, the way we farm. It's a personal decision to be organic, but I believe it's the future, but I'm a bit biased. Hopefully that answers your question. Good. Anyone else?
Sophie, I know you're a mum of 3 as well, and it's always great to have women up on the stage here, particularly at COP. But juggling being a mother, being a woman in farming too. I don't know what the figures are on the number of women who are in the UK, but also globally responsible for our land and for food production. I'd love you to speak about that a little.
Yeah, thanks, Amber, and thanks so much for asking me to be here. I met Amber actually at a farming event, where we're a collaborative approach to getting more school children on farm, and it's an amazing incentive that's going on in the UK now to try and get people to understand where their food comes from, because the food we eat is the health of the nation. So, yeah, I think the women in the farming community are the unsung heroes often. It's definitely the same in the UK. I think we've got more of a voice than we've ever had. And actually, some people think social media is not a good thing, but actually it's been a really good thing in this space, because people have been inspired then to go into agriculture. Naturally, women are better with livestock. In terms of my team, I've got 3/4 of my team are women, and I've got a list, 5-6 people on the list for who would love to come and do a placement or work, and I think it's about getting on stage and representing and others seeing you do that to give them the confidence, and that's not easy when there are barriers in place for that. 3 children at home, it's not the easiest thing for me to come here and do this, but it's important because I've got 2 daughters and I want them to know they have a future in agriculture if they want to. That's a big part of it. There shouldn't be a gender biased on this. We're definitely as capable to do this job as men. So I hope that answers your, Amber. Anyone else? Questions? Comments? Are you done? Time? Yeah?
I encourage you to, if you have questions, to head outside to our hangout space and you can chat with Sophie there. So thank you so much to Sophie for
Pleasure.
Can we get a photo of you here in the centre of the stage?